Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and it's your daily midday market minute. We're seeing equities push strongly higher, and the S&P is testing into the thick of rare major four-star resistance. It's actually out above the trend line from the highs. It's out above the 50-day moving average, but we haven't quite cleared rare major four-star resistance. Can it do it on a closing basis today? Bigger, can we do it on a weekly closing basis? So keep an eye on the things here over the next 24, 36 hours heading to that close. Now also, we want to keep an eye on the NASDAQ. It's pushing through major three-star resistance right now. Tech is actually leading the way as bond yields have fallen back on the week. Now, we showed you that big chart on the bond yields, not the price, but the yields fell at trendline resistance here earlier this week. And that's been a tailwind to tech as the week has unfolded. CPI data in line. We're not seeing hot inflation, though it is pretty strong inflation. It's just not hotter than people had already expected. So that's big tailwind for tech. Now, the NASDAQ is moving through major three-star resistance, but it still has rare major four-star resistance out above. It's on the Morning Express. Check it out. We detail it there. Now, if we do pull back a little bit, it'd be great to see the S&P only hold 4407, the high from earlier this week. Holds out above there. That's very bullish. We have a momentum indicator riding higher. Now, look at where the price action on the opening bell today, about 43.90. The momentum indicator should start aligning with that. So any pullbacks that really hold about 43.90 would stay pretty bullish here through the close of tomorrow. Now, we also have crude oil moving higher here into settlement. You got the EIA data today was not bullish, so another overall bearish report. You had some strength coming out of the API report last night. Now, that although it was a big headline build for crude, you had these massive draws, bigger draws in the products. Those draws of the products did not show up on EIA report today, but the big, massive build for crude did. But you have net imports really fell out here pretty significantly. You have a little bit, it's only a minor uptick in production. So, why the big build in crude? Well, they're not calling it to refiners right now. So this is sort of that time of year you can start to see it transition a little bit. So it could be wonky on that call of crude to refiners. So that did play a part in it. And you're seeing crude oil really hold technically very well out above $80. And 81.68 was the high early today. We talked about it this morning. That is key resistance. You also have key resistance at just above 82 in the high in the week. But really, we're looking at 82.80 upon strength. Potentially, we've said multiple times over last week, it's entirely possible to see $85 in crude heading into the expiration of this November contract. So keep an eye on things. And again, above $80 has been extremely constructive. First key support about 80.50, 80.60 here on the day. And if we can hold out above that through the rest of the week, we expect it to finish strong. Now, another strong one is commodity that's showing up here. Is it a commodity? Is it currency? That's the big debate because gold has not participated in this commodity rally. Silver hasn't either until yesterday. Big day for gold yesterday. It's holding up very well right now. We're not seeing the rejection we've seen many times over recent months where you had this big run up and it falls back the next day. We're holding pretty well against trendline resistance as well as the 200-day moving average. Both rate around 1800, 1804. That's major three-star resistance in gold, holding very well against it, but we got to get a close above there. And even if it does, it's not in the clear yet. You have a lot of resistance all the way up to 1830. A big trend line from the June high comes in there as well as the heavy selling early in September. So keep an eye on that. Silver, it's out above resistance, which is great, 2320, but it has a lot of work to do to really pair all this damage. Both gold and silver do. Platinum is actually moving out above some big resistance at 1030. So copper's up 10 cents on the day. So the metals are moving really well. Copper broke out above a trend line yesterday, getting going really good. Big commodity story behind gold, behind copper, and platinum doing some big things, and crude oil holding up very well. But can gold and silver do it? The dollar is a little bit weaker. It's holding ground though. Jobless claims came in much lower than expected this morning. PPI though was just a little bit below expected, and so the dollar kind of gyrate around, and it's near unchanged in the session. If the dollar weakens, again, we've been saying this, it's going to be a huge tailwind to commodities, and our trade desk is here to help navigate. Give us a call, 312-278-0500. Remember, the futures trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors.